my name's James Johnson. This video we're going to talk about how long are house prices going to keep crashing. We've had 2 months so far, but how long is it going to last? How deep is the crash going to be? We've got you covered on this video, so make sure you stick around to the end. Now, I'd love to know your comments and opinions on that, so do comment and join in the conversation on this video and help us get to 5,000 subscribers. We're currently at 3,000 subscribers. And you can really support this channel by smashing that subscribe button and hitting the bell notification. We're getting 50,000 views a month now, which is insane. We want to get that to 100,000 as our next target. So also smash that like button there, guys. Do that now. Smash it until it turns blue, because that will help YouTube give us more beautiful viewers just like you. Now look, house prices have been dropping the last 2 months. And that was inevitable, wasn't it? We've had interest rates going up. We had a mini budget that was insane and all of this stuff in between. So what we really want to know is, how long is this going to last and how deep is this crash going to be? Now, just for pure covering my back here, I don't know. I'm just going to share with you the information that I've got and give you an opinion. But whatever you comment below will be your opinion as well. Nobody knows for certain, but there are some indicators and we can look at history and see how long this will hit us. So let's look back at the last crash, which was 2008. Now, the 2008 crash was caused by something called the credit crunch. And what happened prior to 2008, the banks would give money to anyone with a pulse. Right? As long as you had a pulse, you could borrow money. Now, you were also able to borrow more money than your house was worth, which in these times just seems insane. So if you had a house for 100 grand, they would lend you as much as 130 grand, which is bonkers, right? So if the house value went down or you didn't pay, they didn't have enough to repossess. Now, they were banking on the fact that house prices kept going up, which they do historically. But at this period of time, there was a lengthy period where house prices didn't not only go up, but they actually declined. Now, this put a lot of banks in great difficulty. And in fact, some major banks went bankrupt. Think of Northern Rock. Just up the road from here was a branch of Northern Rock, and I remember people lining up to get their savings out. Imagine that, lining up to take money out of the bank. There was a bank run, which caused even more problems for Northern Rock. Now, there was regulation and all sorts of stuff that's happened off the back of that. But in 2008, property prices on average went down in that period 20%. 20%. Now you're here because you want to know how long. How long did that take? Well, that took 16 months. So if we get the same as 2008, then we are going to be looking at another 14 months of house price correction. Now, if you think about that, that will take us to early 2024, which is roughly when the government is saying that the recession will end. So the Bank of England in their last meeting said that we're going to be going into the deepest, longest recession. That's incorrect. The longest recession, not the deepest. We're going to go into a prolonged recession, and probably the longest recession that we've had in 100 years, but not necessarily a very steep one. Now, how did we fix this 2008 crisis? We dropped interest rates. We dropped interest rates, and interest rates, the base rate, the government Bank of England base rate was 0.5%. Now this time, we're doing the opposite. We're actually raising the interest rates because we've got inflation that we're trying to counter, and that's where we're stuck this time. So last time, we were looking at a credit crunch because banks lended irresponsibly. Now they haven't done that. So since 2008, they fixed a lot of that stuff. And there's been a lot of stuff that since 2008 got fixed. for example, lending criteria. They stress tested it. People used to be on variable rates. They're not. Most people are on fixed rates now. There's a lot of different stuff in the market this time. So let's just say that we still get that scenario. We're going to be looking at 2024 until the market starts to recover. So what's needed to happen in order for the market to pick up? Well, one thing that will need to happen is either a leveling off of interest rates or a drop in interest rates. Now, I don't think we're going to have inflation all the way through till 2024, but even when inflation comes to an end or comes to a more reasonable number, it still takes time for the economy to pick up. There's going to be a lag in that. So we need the rates to become manageable. So either the rates will stabilize, maybe that's at 5%, but the prices will drop, so affordability will become there as it was prior to the prices dropping. So house price rates will stick, prices could keep dropping until we get to that level, or the rates will start to come down, which will make the affordability there. So there's two different scenarios. One, house prices just keep dropping. The other is the rates start to drop, so affordability comes back. Now, one thing that we need to happen is we need this recession to really end, right? So we haven't even really started the recession officially yet, but we know we're in one, and we know it's going to be long, we know it's going to be painful, but once we start getting out the back of that recession in a year from now, that is going to be really, really powerful and help a lot of people to get through these difficult times, and that's a positive thing in my book. So once the recession comes to an end, that's another thing that could start the market moving forward. So if we're looking at 16 months, which is where we were in 2008, we're looking at like January, February 2024 before the market starts to move in a more positive direction. Now, what else does this mean? Well, it means that time is what we're going to have to do here. We're going to have to hold out and just see what happens in the market. There's a lot of variables in here that could fix this stuff. Inflation could come down significantly. That will stop the interest rates rising. That could mean affordability starts to come back a little bit because the prices will go down, but the rates will stop going up. And so affordability and the rates will hit a point there. But there's lots of things that are out of our control. Like all of this stuff pretty much is out of our control. Now, the other thing is that the figures are lagging, right? So we had in November 2.3% drop in just 1 month, right? I think that we're going to get some more biggish numbers around that. I would say, I bet you we get some 3% drops per month coming up in 2023. But the data lags massively. So this drop here is from people that started their transactions in the summer, right? And that's the problem that we've got, is the data that we're looking at here doesn't even include sales that were happening around the mini budget, right? Around that mini budget that we had that was so horrendous. So of course, prices are definitely going to get squeezed that little bit more. Imagine the transactions that are being offered today, the prices that are being agreed on today, they're going to be significantly lower than probably the ones in the summer. So of course, prices are going to keep going down for a period of time. No one knows for certain, is it going to be a positive move or a negative move? It's a lagging indicator. This thing takes time. Now, as investors, do we need to worry? Well, not really if you're holding your property. Now, earlier this year, which is why it's worth subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell if you didn't earlier, I was telling people to fix the rate for 5 years because rates were still low. Very clearly they were going to go up significantly. So we were saying to people, fix your interest rate for a long period of time, giving you the certainty, right? And a lot of you did that, which is really, really smart. Now, because the rates are already higher, you might want to look, once you speak to a mortgage broker, to get expert advice on this, but potentially for some of you, it might be a better option to go on the variable rate for a period of time, because the variable rate is significantly lower than the fixed rate that you can get at the moment. And that might give you an opportunity to ride out with some cheaper payments for a period of time. So in summary, how long is it going to take till we bottom out? No one knows for sure. We need the interest rates to level off, either stick at a rate and just give us more certainty that that's going to happen. Prices will come down and match what that level is. Affordability will come back. We need the recession to end, and that's going to be an important figure here. I think realistically we're going to be looking at January, February of 2024. So investors, there's lots of good deals going to be had out in the market. This is a really good opportunity for you guys to go and bag some absolute crazy deals at the moment. Auctions are doing some incredible prices at the moment, as are investors that just need to get out of the market. So go and have a look around and see what you can find. Do let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think the market's going to recover by 2024, or do you think it's going to be 25, 26 or 27? Let me know in the comments. Like this video, guys. Check out all the other content on my channel, including this video right here. Bye for now.